Okay, everyone. Today's video is going to be a simple dribble drive pass pattern, a driving kick drill that you can work with your team. It'll get them moving a little bit as a good warm up, or just something to just work into. When you're running your offensive drills during practice, you essentially can use this drill really to work on passing, moving, and then of course the dribble, drive, and kick. I'll show you kind of how I set it up and how I rotate the players around just to keep it moving quick. Some of the worst things you can do in practice is where folks or players are just hanging around waiting. So if you set it up like this, I think you'll find that it's quick and easy. What I like to do, I have everything kind of set up here, and I'll kind of explain this drill to the players before we start, but I'll tell them like, hey, position number A is where that first player is. If you want to throw a cone out there, you can. Position B is here, and then position C is there. I'll have one line set up right here. I may throw in an extra basketball or two at the end, but just make sure you don't keep them in the front, because these players are going to rotate in and get the ball passed to them. So the way this thing starts off is player A has a basketball. Player A is going to pass the basketball to player B, and then quickly player B is going to pass the basketball to player C, and then player C is going to do a dribble drive and drive into the defense here, which there is none in this drill, at least not the way I'm showing it. And they're going to kick the basketball over to the next player, who's going to rotate in. As soon as these players pass, what they need to do is they need to follow their pass, right? So once player A passes the ball, they want to move up to be ready to be in position B. Once player B passes the ball, he or she wants to move up to be the new player C. And then this thing just keeps rotating. Now, after player C does their pass to player A, the new player A, they want to just recycle over here and get into line. They want to start their line on this side right here. And they're basically going to stand by until all the players have cycled out. So, as you can see, the next player that comes in is going to pick up that pass the ball up to the new player B, pass the ball to the new player C. The new player C is going to drive in, kick the ball out to the next player in line. Once you have all these players rotated out, you should have a nice line with the initial player C right here. And you could have another basketball off to the side here, having a coach help make sure they have a basketball. And you can essentially after that last player goes, you can have that player kicking out that way, or reset it as soon as this one's done. They're done and they're moving over here on this side. And so you can just rotate it however you want. I mean, you could keep them going over here into this line and then rotate them later, or just keep it going that way so that it's even. I don't know how many practices I've done where I work a lot of the right side and forget the left. So this is one way to keep it even. You set up a timer on the clock, 5 minutes, and they're working this and they're moving. Some variations of this drill, you can add a defensive player here. I'm sure you guys have seen them. I can put a link in the description for a D-man. They're actually not that expensive, but you can put them there so that they have somebody to dribble around, or you can get some cones and put them up there. I like the D-man because it does give them a little bit of a realistic silhouette of a person to pass around. So that's a good option to have. You can also put a coach in the middle and have the coach play some realistic defense, or even another player if you want. But I'm a little cautious about that because kids can be kids and getting a little crazy. So that's the drill. I'll just recap again. You want a position A, a position B, a position C. You want your line here. And all these guys are doing is they're moving that basketball quick as a pass, dribble drive, kick the ball out to line A, which the next player is rotating up. And there's just things just keeps rotating and rotating and rotating until you switch sides. So that's the dribble drive pass pattern. It's good for practicing movement, passing, dribble drives, penetration, depending on how where you put your defensive players, or if you put a defensive player, and also a kick pass out to the corner. There's a lot of different variations. You can add 3-point shooting in there as well. I'll put some other videos up later on this week to talk about some of the additional things that you can do with a drill like this.